Good afternoon, welcome to the Willows here in Salford as Hull take the field. Salford already out there. Is another very important league match. Salford fighting hard for their first division lives. They're just above the relegation zone at the moment, only 14 points, and with the great improvement of form of Lee and Hull Kingston Rovers in recent weeks, they're too close for comfort. They had an excellent win here a fortnight ago against Bradford Northern. Very fine victory that, not only beat Bradford but beat them very well. And Hull, a bit of inconsistency really creeping in. A superb victory over St Helens a fortnight ago, and then a disappointing 34-0 defeat at Halifax last Wednesday night. A lot of chances in the first half that weren't taken, and then really Hull conceding a lot of points in the second half. Let's have a look at the two sides of the lineup today. The Salford side first of all. Peter Williams is at fullback, the Welsh international. Tex Evans, Jason Critchley, Tony Howard and Phil Ford make up the three-quarter line, with Steve Blakely, recent signing from Wigan, at 6. Craig Coleman, face very familiar to Hull fans, is at scrum half. David Young, Mark Lee and Jed Stazika make up a fairly solid looking front row. Lee is a player I've always liked the look of. Paul Forber, Andy Burgess in the second row, and Mark Laurie is at loose forward. Martin Burkett and Ian Blease are the substitutes. The Hull side: Richard Gay's out injured, Gary Nolan comes in at fullback, James Grant, Rob Nolan, Scott Gale and Neil Turner the three-quarters, Ivan Henjack and Terry Smirk the half-backs, Andy Dannett, Mike Dixon, Ian Marlowe, Chico Jackson, Russ Walker and John Sharp. Paul Eastwood is the back substitute and Mark Jones the forward sub. The referee is Mr. Colin Steele from Dalton in Furness. Conditions perfect this fine March afternoon. The pitch lacking grass, but the conditions are good underfoot. And off we go. John Sharp takes the ball. Really minimal breeze this afternoon. Ian Marlowe up over the 20-metre line. And a really vital match for both sides. Andy Dannett. Plenty of Salford tacklers. John Sharp, all content to work it out with their forwards. Walker, getting over the advantage line, almost up to halfway. It's the last tackle. Rather messy the play of the ball, but Scott Gale has plenty of time and room. Kicks it on to Ford. Ford is brought down by Rob Nolan, just 12 metres or so from his line. This is centre Howard. The ball went backwards. Good Hull tackling. David Young. 3 Welsh internationals in the Salford side. Young was the Welsh captain when they lost to England in Swansea back in November. Good run by Burgess. Lee. Forber. Salford player has to juggle with it. That's Critchley. A real bullet-like pass from Paul Forber, which went to ground. The referee has given a penalty against Salford for talking back out of turn. They didn't think it was a knock-on. I think whether they were saying it was a Hull hand in that, I don't know, Brian.
Yeah, I think that's what they thought. Rob Nolan got his hand to it and it was play on. The referee penalised them for talking out of turn. Scott Gill, kick for touch. Doesn't find touch, finds Tex Evans. Mistake we could have done without. That was Mark Laurie. Burgess again. Looks strong in his 2 runs so far. Up the blind, Forber, ex-St Helens player. To Stazika, who'll start his career with Wigan. Lee. Tackled by Rob Nolan. Coleman kicks. It's to Gary Noble. Oh, Gary Nolan who lets it bounce. Collects it at the second attempt. I say finds a gap, nearly finds a gap. Gets outside Laurie, but stopped by Burgess. Marlowe. Chico Jackson, first time we've seen him run. Good run by Chico Jackson. Probably Hull's most impressive forward against Halifax on Wednesday. Walker. Sharp. Last tackle. Scott Gale kicks. Williams' ball. Oh, high tackle from Rob Nolan. There'll be a penalty. Some of the Salford players incensed at the tackle. Peter Williams, the Salford fullback, played most of his rugby league career in the centre. Though in fact at Rugby Union he was a standoff for Orrell and was on the verge of international honours. Here it's a kick, Blakely. Stazika. Young. Lee gets rid of it to Coleman, to Laurie. Wrapped up by Terry Smirk. Stazika. We'll find he'll take the ball up a lot for Salford. Very hard working play, Jed Stazika. Coleman. Blakely. Burgess. That's better tackling by Hull. Last tackle. Coleman kicks for the corner. Oh, lovely kick by Craig Coleman. Finds touch just 5 yards short of the Hull line. They'll bring it back to the 10-metre mark. Good control football there by Salford from that tap penalty, Steve.
Yes, Craig Coleman, one of the best field kickers in the business. Really can thread the ball through exactly where he wants it. And Hull now with the pressure. Rob Nolan plays it on the 10-metre line. It's a good run by Ian Marlowe, takes 10 metres well. Chico Jackson switching at the ruck. Andy Dannett this time. Good tackle by Stazika. Back to Gale for the clearance kick. Taken by Williams. Takes on Grant. Makes the tackle, assisted by Rob Nolan. Salford playing it just short of the halfway line. This is Howard. David Young's turn to hit it up. Tackle by Russ Walker and Andy Dannett. Coleman calling the shots. And across the field, dropping off Burgess, who's been impressive in these first few minutes, Andy Burgess. Blakely. Forber. Certainly in the veteran stage, Paul Forber, but been a good servant to St Helens over the years. Coleman. The bomb. On to Gary Nolan. Plenty of height on that. Well taken, Gary Nolan. Grant from acting halfback makes a few yards. We've seen the variety of Craig Coleman's kicking already, Brian.
Yeah, it was a really good high bomb. Well taken by Gary Nolan. John Sharp up the middle. Oh, good run by John. Walker. Oh, good running by Russ Walker. Found a gap in the Salford defence. Last tackle. Scott Gale. Bomb. Williams under it, jumps, gets it, beats Scottsgale's tackle, don't beat Chico Jackson. Good bit of play by Peter Williams. Coleman. Howard. Stazika. Young. Coleman kicks again into that corner, finds touch yet again.
So far Craig Coleman's gone for the touchline, Brian, but I think might he try to vary it by putting the angle kick into the corner for Evans to run onto eventually, perhaps.
Yeah, and Phil Ford on the other wing, of course, Steve, yeah. So there isn't much win. I suppose what there is just favours Salford. Here goes Neil Turner. Good run by Turner. Chico Jackson. Gannett. John Sharp. Tackled by Laurie and Blakely. Mike Dixon. Last tackle. Terry Smirk. Enjack. Kicks. Finds touch. I think it came for a Salford boot, did it? No. We're wrong there, Steve. I thought it just ricocheted off a Salford boat, or the back of a Salford boat, but it didn't. Tex Evans. Very strong running winger. Very popular with the Salford fans. Laurie. Young. Full offside. Chico Jackson, I think. No, John Sharp. I think Salford will go for goal. It's pretty straight. What, about 35 metres out? And Blakely, Steve Blakely's quite a good kicker. But no argument with that decision, Steve. I think he was offside, John Sharp. But the first 10 minutes of the game fairly inconsequential. Both defences seem to be pretty steady. At the moment, I don't see any great pace in the Salford team, Steve. I know it's a bit easy, only to say I've only been playing 10 minutes, but they don't seem to have a forward other than the second row lad, number 12, Burgess, who looks as though he's got any pace.
This has been a very even contest so far. Both sides just prepared to make the yards out of their own half and rely on the kicks. But the first break in the deadlock, Hull offside and a chance for Blakely to put Salford ahead. He's pulled that to the left of the post, so scoreless and 12 minutes on the clock. Salford, of course, have not played for a fortnight, in fact just over a fortnight. Hull had the game at Halifax last Wednesday. Who that favours, well, only time will tell. Ford, taken by Rob Nolan, short of halfway. This is Howard running off. Taken by Chico Jackson. Now Young, who hits that flat pass pretty well. Salford centre field, Coleman takes him to the right, Blakely run around, ball out to Forbuck, Scott Gale up a bit high. Penalty is going to be given against Scott Gale for not a particularly malicious or vicious tackle, but it was a bit high, Brian.
Yeah, just a bit high. I think Salford will go for goal again. So Mark Jones warming up, and Andy Danick could have come off. I can see Andy's limping. Got a bit of a knock when he went into tackle some 5 minutes ago, Andy Danick. I think he's tried to run it off, but the bench obviously decided to take him off. So it's about similar distance to the other one, but just the other side of the posts. Looks straight. It is straight. So been played 14 minutes and score Salford 2, Hull 0. And Jones is coming on for Andy Danick. Andy's not seen the board yet with his number on. Looks like he's got an ankle injury. It's Terry Smack to restart play. Howard. Tackled by Chico Jackson. Stazika. Tackled by Mike Dixon. Young. Again, Dixon gets in first. Helped by Russ Walker. Blakely. Oh, Blakey beats the tackle, beats another tackle. Oh, just Terry Smith just ankle tapped him. Looked dangerous, did Steve Blakey when he stepped. Burgess. Last tackle. Lee kicks. High kick, should be Gary Nolan's ball. It is. Oh, what Gary does well. Gary's still doing well. Just nearly makes a 20-metre lad. Did well, did Gary Nolan. Jones. Marlow. Salford put 3 tacklers in. Chico Jackson. Ball back to Scott Gale. Kicks, turns Ford and Williams. Nice kick by Gale. Won't run dead, he'll have to play it. Props. Hull offside again. I think it was Matt Jones that time, Steve.
Yeah, Hull already well behind on the penalty count, Brian, and this they certainly need a bit tighter discipline out there. It's that concentration. It's to be a little sharper. Salford restarting just short of halfway. Chico Jackson being very prominent in the tackling department so far. Another good hit. Young brought down midfield. Coleman switches. Short ball to Forber. Looks as if Salford have bought Forber to be the forward playing a bit wider, who they're looking to make the breaks, coming off Coleman's passes, but so far Hull have bottled him up pretty well. Lee at first receiver. Coleman. Short ball to Williams. Lee kicks from acting halfback. Gary Nolan can let that go dead. But interesting little bit of variety that Salford have in their game. They've got Coleman, who kicks very well from first receiver, but for variation, Lee kicks particularly well from acting halfback.
Yeah, he is. It's good play, Mark Lee. Much underrated hooker. Well, we've been playing 18 minutes. There's been no sign of one side getting on top. John Sharp running. Runs at Craig Coleman. Smirk. Jackson. Ball back to Scott Gale. Straight to Williams, this one. Bounces up well for him. Runs into two old tacklers. Tex Evans. Oh, loop round by Critchley. Terry Smirk getting across. Beats Smirk's tackle. Kicks. Knock on. Matt Lorry. Oh, Salford a bit of a roll on lead. Dummies, kicks. Hull to drop out from under the post. Salford appealing for obstruction. I think there was a bit of an element of obstruction. But I think the referee said Mark Lee made the most of it, but Hull still under pressure. Scott Gale to drop out. Goes straight to Burgess. Gives it to Ford. Side steps. Terry Smirk stays with him. Burgess. Mark Jones. Tex Evans. Salford getting on top in his last 2-3 minutes. Young drops off Coleman. Ball into to Critchley. Coming short. Sorry, it's Williams. Coleman, short ball to Forber. That was well spotted. Last tackle. Lee. Oh, bounces well for Scott Gale. Big penalty for Hull. Forber held onto his collar. Some derisive cheers from the Salford supporters. I think they probably think Hull have been equally guilty of similar offence. Matt Jones. Marlow. John Sharp. Chico Jackson. Chico Jackson. That's 4 drives by the forwards. 5th drive, it's Walker. Oof. Last tackle. Hull moving it left. Smirk puts it up. Good high kick. Oh, bounce. Bit unlucky there. Ball bounced well for Salford, and Steve Blakey brings it 30 yards out. Bags a place to stand off. Salford moving the ball wide. Critchley, good tackle by Scott Gale as Tex Evans overran him. Stazika settling things down. Coleman. Oh, good ball, Burgess to Evans, looks suspiciously forward, but Evans still going. Gets it out to Burgess, must be a try on. to Coleman. Oh, what a good tackle by Gary Nolan. Great tackle by Gary Nolan. Last tackle. Coleman. Ball. Forber and he's over. Quick thinking by Coleman. Found Forber inside him. But no doubt, this last 5 minutes, Steve, Salford have started to make the breaks.
Yes, and once the side starts going forward, there's no better player than Craig Coleman to take the right option after the tackle has been made. And lovely bit of work by Coleman there. In fact, involved in the previous play as well. He was tackled well by Gary Nolan, threw the ball away. And then from the ensuing play of the ball, he found a bit of space on the short side in a flat pass to Paul Forward. I think a suspicion it might have been forward. I think one or two Hull players thought it was. But the try has come, and you have to say on the run of play of the last few minutes, Salford deserve it.
Yeah, I think they do. Like we said, they've started to make the breaks. Another attack down the right-hand side. Gary Nolan did very, very well though. Made a very important tackle. So it's Blakely trying to add the conversion. He misses. So we've been playing, what, just 25 minutes, and the score Salford 6, Hull 0.
Certainly one of the players from the Salford side that's causing Hull some problems is that winger Tex Evans, Brian. He's a strong forward, sometimes has the reputation of losing the ball now and again, but so far very secure today, and his running's been very dangerous. Howard brings the ball outside the 20-metre area. Forber finds Laurie. Very experienced former Parramatta player, just joined Salford recently. Had spells with Leeds back in the mid-80s. Lost the ball there, I think. Yes, Young loses the ball, getting to his feet. So Hull with a chance here. Head and ball at this scrum, 10 metres inside the Salford half. And Hull have had very little possession inside the Salford half. Smirk wins it. Henjak. Rob Nolan. Good tackle by Howard. John Sharp. Mark Jones. Big run by Jones. Beats off the tackle of his countryman Young. Gets another few yards. He'll play it 30 metres out. Looks as if Jones has taken a knock. Henjak thinks about the kick, then holds on, finds a little bit of space. Good run by Evan Henjak. Smirk, Nolan, Hull deep here. Gale, Gary Nolan, but really that lateral passing not really creating anything. Hull hadn't really the numbers for a start. Gale goes to the air with the kick, chased by Rob Nolan. Williams takes it well. It was a good kick and a good chase and a good take by the fullback. Howard bringing it out for Salford. 27 minutes gone. Salford have that 6-0 lead. Short side is Stasica. Taken by Chico Jackson. Coleman. Burgess. All tackling pretty solid here. Forber. Walker stands his ground at the marker position and Forber goes down. That's the last tackle. Salford have really only made about 5 or 6 metres. Oh, John Sharp offside, bolted, went too early, John. And all that good work undone, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. We tackled very, very well. John Sharp trying to get Pinchy yard to get to the kicker, and it just results with Salford having a penalty and a chance of 6 more tackles. That's not the way to win games. Evans. Young. Runs pretty straight, Young. Oh, switched Coleman. Overrun there by Peter Williams, coming up in support. Blakely. Dummies inside. Young. Lee gets it out to Laurie. But really that was a bit slow motion really to me, Salford. Lee, Stazika. Lee again. Rob Nolan running it out, gets into the field of play just. Quite a dangerous little kick by Hooker Lee. Gary Nolan. Tackled by Forber. Dixon. Jones. Oh, big run by Jones. That's a good 10 yards for Hull, important 10 yards. Chico Jackson. Straight at Stazika. Last tackle, have just made the 20. Ball back to Scott Gale. Oh, terrible kick by Scott Gale. It's handover. What? 15 metres or so from the Hull line. Good attacking position for Salford. Coleman drops off Laurie. Nobody inside him. Lee. Oh, easy. Oh, what a soft try. Oh, soft try that, Steve.
There's that man Martin Lee just drifted across from the acting halfback, and an enormous gap opened up in front of him really, and it was a walk-in for Santa Howard.
He does. So we've been playing what, half an hour now. Salford 12, Hull 0. Smart restarts. Ford's ball. Really Hull need to score. Put ourselves back in the game. Lee. Forber. Young. It's 4 tackles gone. Coleman. To Burgess. Coleman still on the blind side. He'll kick into the corner again, he does. Doesn't go into touch, well fielded there by Gary Nolan. Gary Nolan still going. Good run by Gary Nolan, good bit of full-back play. Took a difficult ball and made a good 20 metres. Dixon. Runs into Laurie. John Sharp. Smek. Chico Jackson. Chico Jackson, good run by Jackson. Can't get rid of the ball. Henjack. Gary Nolan. Scott Gale. Scott Gale straightens up. Oh, nobody, they overran him then. Last tackle to Smirk. Chips into the corner. Should bounce up for Tex Evans, it does. Tackle by Henjack. Williams. Coleman. Ford. Howard. Stazika. Big kick by Blakey. So Gary Nolan's ball. Nolan, oh, runs straight at Laurie. Laurie stood his ground. Smith. Marlowe. Jones. Salford caught offside. Penalty, I think it was against Stazika. I think that's Hull's first penalty of the game, Steve.
Yeah, the second, I think. There was one on Forber for holding, yeah, two actually. I think 1-0 in the game for Salford arguing with the referee, and then one against Paul Forber for holding onto a Hull's player's collar. Neil Turner. Haven't really seen much of either of Hull's wingers yet. They've not been given any good ball, but they haven't really come in field looking for it either. Smirk, Henjack, Sharp. Smirk, Henjack, dummy the run around, back inside to Mark Jones, but Salford read it well, stand their ground in the middle. Smirk, Henjack, Rob Nolan. Ball out to Gary Nolan and to Gale. Oh, Gale tries a pass that really was not on at all, and Salford come up with possession. Burgess runs it away for Salford. Young. Running hard and straight, but certainly not the fastest of forwards, David Young. Blakely gets away around the ruck. Dixon just ankle taps Coleman. Penalty against Smirk for holding down. Now what's Blakely going to decide? He's going to kick for touch. 2 minutes to half time. Second penalty to Salford restart. Going to be about 32 metres out. Evans comes in. Taken by Dixon. Here comes Young. Coleman calling the shots. Danger here. Brings Critchley onto a short pass. Laurie, short side. Forber. Evans for the corner. Try given. And really, you've got to say that Neil Turner badly missed his man there. Really didn't seem to be that much on the short side, but just two simple passes. And Evans went straight through his man and touched down right in the corner. So, turned into a bit of a nightmare first half for Hull. This 16-0. And Salford, who were thrashed by Hull at the Boulevard back in November, probably Hull's most fluent and impressive attacking performance of the season when they scored over 40 points. Salford very keen on revenge, obviously, after that, and at the moment they're taking it well and true. And as if 12-point deficit wasn't bad enough, 16 points just before the interval with this kick to come. The most difficult one that Steve Blakely has had so far this afternoon, right on the touchline. Struck it quite well, but drifts away. 16-0. And the 40 minutes is up. We're into injury time. Not that much urgency in the Hull players as they return to the halfway line. Here comes Howard. Forber running on the short side. And the hooter below us goes for half-time. A very satisfying first half for Salford. Relegation-haunted Salford leading Hull 16-0 here. About to get underway for the second half. Mr. Steele, Hull certainly looking for a much better performance. Coach Royce Simmons would have been very disappointed with that first half. Laurie. Forber. Ball straight out to Ford. Taken by James Grant and Chico Jackson, who I must say has tackled pretty well in the first half. To make it, Young is put down. Burgess. Last tackle against Salford. Blakely to kick downfield, taken by Neil Turner. And he's taken down by Mark Lee. Nolan back to Turner. John Sharp. In the yards up the middle. And now Jones finds a bit of space in front of him up to halfway. Good run by Mark Jones. Marlowe's the decoy. Walker hits it up. Last tackle against Hull, 10 metres inside the Salford half. Smirk calls play. Henjak, the last tackle. Smirk, I think, tried the overhead pass, which didn't come off. The Salford have possession. Forber. Critchley. Blakely. Coleman. Hull read the short pass to Burgess pretty well then. Short side. Ford, bit of room. Cuts inside Ford. This is where he's dangerous. Stepping both ways, gets it away to Coleman. Now Blakely. Ivan Henjak back well to make the tackle. Forber. Laurie. And an interception by Scott Gale, and a timely one. Not a very good pass by Mark Laurie, because really the whole line was, the whole defence was open.
Yeah, it was. It seemed easier to score than not then. Marlowe taking it back for Hull, over the 20. Scott Gale took a bit of knock in that action. Dixon. Sharp. Looking for somebody who's inside, nobody there. Last tackle. Smirk kicks. Nice kick by Terry Smirk. Good kick by Terry Smirk. Williams tackled. Howard. Top by Rob Nolan. Stazika. Coleman up the blind. Again to Howard. Knock on. Ball went forward. Pretty poor bit of play there by Salford, Steve.
Well, neither side have started the first half with a second half looking very sparkling. Paul Eastwood is looks as if he's going to come on, and Scott Gale, the player to go off. Paul Eastwood's returned to the first team, scored 3 tries and 4 goals in the Alliance game against Rochdale a few days ago. Play from the scrum involving Henjak and Sharp, well read by Mark Lorry. Jones. Smirk calling the plays. Chico Jackson inside the Salford 20-metre zone. Smirk to Henjak. Across the field, John Sharp, drop off. A good tackle made by Lee. To the right again, Jones. Certainly running hard at the start of the second half, Mark Jones. It's the last tackle, played 9 metres short. Henjak kicks through on the floor. Has he scored? He has. Well done, Ivan Henjak. Little grubber kick through on the floor. There seem to be Salford defenders there to take it, but a bit of indecision. And Ivan Henjak gratefully falling on the ball to score the try. And if Hull Owen with a chance, they needed a score at the start of the second half, and they've got just that, Brian.
Yeah, nice little grubber kick there by Henjak. Beat both, I think it was Critchley and Williams. Neither of them able to make the ball dead, but Ivan was there first. So it puts Hull on the board. Right on cue. It's Paul Eastwood just come on the field and he's taking his kick at goal. Kicks it. So we've been playing just 6 minutes of this second half and scored Salford 16, Hull 6. Rightly in the second half, and Salford are looking pretty sluggish. Well, I thought they could rest on a 16-point lead, I don't know. There was no urgency. There appears to be no urgency as they're coming to the halfway line now. Blakely. To John Sharp. Eastwood. Marlow. The referee said it was a high tackle by Mark Lorry. I don't think it was particularly high, but I think the referee's been pretty consistent. I thought that was chest high, but nonetheless, penalty to Hull. Good kick by Eastwood. Dixon, Sharp. Referee nearly going away that move on the blind side. Ross Walker. Jones. Big run for Jones again. All right in front of the post. 15 metres out. Going right. Henjak. More ball to Grant. But Ford gets to him. Oh, moving the ball across the field. Gary Nolan. Chips. Williams' ball. A good tackle there by Neil Turner. Better play by Hull State, putting Salford under pressure.
Yes, a lot more urgency in the Hull play now. That try at the start of the second half, giving them a bit of confidence. They've now got to harry Salford into mistakes in their own half, and certainly not to give away the penalty for offside or miss simple tackles. Laurie. Salford gets out of Chico Jackson's shoulder charge. Salford getting a roll. Forber. Oh, wild. What an awful pass by Paul Forber. Well, when his side's been put under a bit of pressure, that's about the last pass you need. And it gives Hull a chance to exert a bit more pressure. Smirk. Paul Eastwood in off his wing. Well read by Howard. Jones. Been very prominent at the start of the second half, Mark Jones. Ian Marlowe runs from acting halfback. It's out of one tackle. Smirk. Henjak. Sharp. Short ball to Chico Jackson. It goes loose. Salford have it. Young. Evans. Good run by Evans. A good tackle by Rob Nolan. Coleman. Well, he's short of a runner this time. Nobody coming off his shoulder. Stasic has settled things down on the blind side. Salford again go to the blind. Good play. Williams. Ford outside him. Williams throws the dummy. Going for the line, Williams. Out to Ford. Ford for the corner. Beats Gary Nolan. And in for the try. And Salford have exploited this blind side most of the afternoon. And that was a classic bit of blindside play. Really very little yards to play in. But got a man over there, Brian. And Williams had the option of giving it to Ford earlier, threw the dummy and then really split the whole defence. And Gary Nolan was always struggling to get Ford for the corner. And that brief Hull comeback, in which Harvin Henjak scored the try that gave him an outside chance of coming back into the game, well and truly snuffed out.
You can hear Craig Coleman talking to the Salford players from up here. Blakely misses it, so it's still Salford 20, Hull 6. Been playing just 12 minutes this second half. Terry Smack to restart. Finds Blakely. Who finds Mark Lowry. Good tackle by Dixon and Sharp. Forber. Young. Coleman drops off Critchley. Coleman again, Stasica. Into Marlowe. Last tackle. Ball to Blakely. Should be Paul Eastwood's ball, it is. Eastwood. Good run by Paul Eastwood. Mike Dixon running off from Acton Harper. Caught by Blakely. That's better play by Hull, more agency. Jones. Neil Turner misses the ball, but Tex Evans goes forward. So it's Salford first knock on, it's Salford's heading ball. Critchley. Mark Lorry. Stazika. Coleman. Running into a gap. Oh, nice inside ball to Fober. Fober to Blakely. Well read there by Mike Dixon. Coleman up the blind side. Drops off Burgess. Last tackle. Coleman again. Lovely short ball to Lorry, but Lorry doesn't take it. Mark Jones does. Marlow. Oh, slips the ball to Gary Nolan. Gary Nolan sidesteps. They had Terry Smake with him. Decided to go on his own. Henjak. Drops off Walker. Oh no, Rob Nolan wants short enough there for the ball. Terry Smake. Had to run, nobody close enough to him then, Steve. Dixon. Rob Nolan. Williams gets rid of it to Evans. Stopped by Neil Turner. Nice bit of play. More movement there from Hull.
Yeah, the early players on that set of 6 were pretty good, but I think they lost their way a bit on the last 2 or 3. Young. Salford with his 14-point cushion. Coleman. Blakely. Decides to run himself, take the defence on. Lee kicks onto Hull's right. It's going to find touch some 12-13 metres inside the Hull half. And Terry Smirk coming off for Hull. Which doesn't look like a popular decision with some of the Hull supporters over there. But I would think that Gale has come back on and will go to stand off. Or is it Rob Nolan perhaps going to stand off? No, Gale, haven't decided between the two of them. Eastwood off his wing. Run with determination, Paul Eastwood, since coming on. Penalty against Lorry, holding Eastwood down. Chico Jackson, no support. Oh, interception taken, he's lost it though. Critchley knocks on. That pass from a very dangerous one. Salford almost coming up with the interception. Salford player injured on the far side. Looks like Young. And it's Ian Blease is warming up on the far side for Salford. A pretty good player, Ian Blease. I think he started the season as club captain, Brian.
It's kind of fallen out of favour since, well, certainly this year since Christmas. I know he was on the bench for the last 2 weeks. But on his day, a very good second row forward. But David Young is rejoining play. Gale, not a good ball from Enjak. Rob Nolan to Eastwood. Eastwood still going. Eastwood. Better play there by Hull. Jones. Henjak. Oh, move wasn't read then. They had no runner coming. Scott Gale. Jones. Held up. But a much snappier piece of play there by Hull.
It looks as if he's going to get sorted out before, without needing to go off. So at this scrum, Jones is playing at standoff. Hull win it. Gale. Jones. Actually, that's the first time in his life he's ever done that. Brian received the ball first man from a scrum. Maybe the last. Marlowe. Chico Jackson. Driven back though, determined Salford tackling. Dixon. Dixon almost through. Walker for the posts. Last tackle. Short side play. Is it going to be Rob Nolan up? No, he's taken 3 or 4 yards short, and Salford defending well. Hull concede the turnover. Evans. "18 minutes left. Salford leading 20 points to 6. 4 back. Stasica on the short side. Salford move it across now. Howard is wrapped up in midfield by Sharp, and apart from that one break that led to a try, Salford haven't really threatened too much in the second half. Coleman kicks through, past Neil Turner, who's going to find touch about 25 metres from the Hull line. Looks as if the Salford are making 2 substitutions. On come Blease and Burkitt. Off goes Young and Burgess. And Critchley's gone into the pack. Burkitt into the centre. John Sharp picks up from the scrum. Gale. Gary Nolan. John Sharp. Taken by Laurie. Good tackle. Ian Marlowe. Walker. To halfway. The game's almost reached a kind of on pass really, Brian, because Salford have this lead. They don't need to score, and Hull, well, I say they don't look that capable. There's a good run. Oh, Nolan's going offside. Well, the ball thrown on the floor. Gale almost there to pick it up himself. Rob Nolan did pick it up, but he's given offside. But it's Salford, of course, not needing really to score, and Hull unable really to although they've had quite a bit of pressure. We just had that one try that came from Ivan Henjak's kick through. I wouldn't say the game has died, but it's certainly lost its edge, Brian.
Yeah, it just seems to have done. I think it's been noticeable the last few weeks, Steve, we've struggled to score tries from combined play. Stasica. Burkitt was very prominent early in the season with his goal-scoring exploits for Salford, but really been out of the game since he signed lately. Ian Blease. Coleman. Oh, what a good ball by Coleman. Fortunately for Hull, Critchley can't get hold of it. We saw him do many of those when he played for Hull, Steve. Great control, Craig Coleman. Great awareness. He really puts the correct weight on his passes. See, Jones is still bleeding from the mouth. And Salford have failed. Blakely, Williams, Coleman, dummies, Tex Evans. Laurie, it's a 4-back. Lees. Lee, he'll go for matching half back. Oh, he does, nearly gets there. Yes. Oh, referee says no try, lost the ball. I think that was Ian Blease, yes it was. That was a let off for Hull. Russ Walker. Good run by Walker. Mike Dixon. Scott Gale. Gary Nolan. Jones. Fourth tackle. Sharp. Inside to Gale. Oh, Gale. Bad pass by Gale. With half a chance created. Looks like Jones is feeling his ankle down in front of us. Tex Evans. Loses the ball. The referee said Hull man knocked it down, which it didn't go forward. Well, I thought, oh, bad pass by Eastwood. Rob Nolan under pressure, loses the ball. Blakely. Sloppy play, really by both sides. Gary Nolan saved the try. Fober. Beckett. Leal. Laurie. 4 tackles gone. Coleman. Oh, long ball, but well read by John Sharp. Referee said it's not the last tackle. Could have sworn that had 5. Coleman. Scrum down. Hull's head and ball. And Jack gets the ball to Gary Nolan. Tackle. I guess that was Williams' tackle, but Critchley and Blakely get to him. Jones. It's certainly been Hull's most penetrative forward. John Sharp. Probably Hull's most hard-working forward. Gale. Gary Nolan. Props off his foot, goes. Marlow. Last tackle. Enjack. Oh, good ball to Scott Gale. Grant should score. Nice try by Hull. Maybe a hint of a forward pass about the last pass, Steve. But good support play. Good quick play by Ivan Enjack, supported by Scott Gale, and finally on to James Grant.
Yes, and Hull's 3 Australians combining very well there, but really made by Ivan Henjak, because there didn't seem to be much on. And the good footwork by Henjak and a good bit of pace and a lovely pressure pass to Scott Gale. And Grant on the outside of his man had the pace to finish it off. So Brings a bit more respectability back into it. Pulled up to 10 points now. Still 10 minutes to go. And Paul Eastwood with his second goal attempt. But he misses, so the score remains 20 points to 10. But that was a good Hull try, very well worked. And Ivan Henjak, after that long absence through injury, his way back into the first team last Wednesday, and another game under his belt today. Salford in no hurry to kick off, with a 10-point lead and 9 minutes left. Not too surprising. John Sharp takes it on the restart. Eastwood goes from acting halfback. He's wrapped up by Howard. Jones again. A good second half, Mark Jones worked very hard. Henjak on the short side. Side to Chico Jackson. Hull almost up to halfway. Sharp. Last tackle against Hull. Set wide. Gale. Kicks through. Plenty of pursuit. Neil Turner kicks through. It's a foot chase now. Well taken by Williams. Been very safe at fullback today, Peter Williams. Had a bit of work to do in the first half. Ford gets away from acting halfback, but not very far. Doesn't like Walker's tackle. Burkitt. An architect, I think, by trade. Came to Salford from Cumbrian Amateur Rugby League. Forber. I don't think he'll try to pass out onto the wing again, Brian, after that embarrassing one early in the second half. Charge down, but lucky. Still the last tackle, the referee says. Ball played the man. Salford keep it moving. And Lee manufactures a pretty good kick. Gary Nolan sat well and deep though. He takes it. Beats the first man well. Beats the second man. Good run, Gary Nolan. Finds a lot of space. Oh, great run by Gary Nolan. 40 metres upfield. Oh, but really shoddy play from Hull following up. Eastwood having to dash back to get to acting halfback because nobody else had got there. And a pass out to Ivan Henjak that wasn't on. I'm not particularly blaming either of those players. It was the fact that the Hull players didn't keep up with Gary Nolan's break.
Yeah, good run by Gary Nolan. In fact, Gary Nolan's had quite a good game at fullback. But that was poor play. Martin Beckett steps. Laurie. Stazica. Ian Blaze. Well wrapped up. It's 4 tackles gone. Coleman running this time. And Stazica again. To Laurie. Tex Evans. Gets rid of it to Beckett. Still coming on this wing. He's got Stazica outside it. Gives it to him. Scott Gale with him. Makes the tackle. Last tackle. Forber. John Sharp's ball. Neil Turner. Good run by Turner. Jones. Marlow. on Sharp again. Obstruction. Salford defender. Pull back. I think it was Rob Nolan then. There's another penalty to Hull. Salford bringing off Stazika and bringing on Burgess for this last 5 minutes of the game. Eastwood. Walker. Mallow. Enjak. Sharp. Gets through it all. Well picked up, Gary Nolan. Enjak. Oh, Jones. I'm not sure it was Jones's ball. I think it was probably that's from Missy Mountain fan Trico Jackson. We showed a little bit more urgency in the second half, Steve, in patches without really putting on consistent pressure.
Yes, they're not certainly not found the Salford defence impossible to beat at all. I think there are a few holes there. Burgess, after his rest, coming back on, making a good run, taking Salford almost up to halfway. Coleman throwing the dummy and spinning around. Blakely. Critchley. Made the England side earlier in the season, Jason Critchley. Close season signing from Widnes. Nice ball back from Blease to Laurie. Blakely stepping. Last tackle. 2 minutes to go. Lee kicks over. And the ball runs dead. Not a bad kick from Mark Lee. Made Paul Eastwood hurry back. Ford and Williams both alert to it, chasing hard. Well, it's certainly been a better second half performance than first from Hull, but at 16-0 down at the interval, there was really very little chance of them really making a challenge for the victory. But, certainly more purpose in the play. Sharp. Gale. James Grant. Almost got away from Ford, gets back to Gale. Marlowe. Oh, Marlowe tries the ambitious long ball. Henjak, Walker. Nobody inside him. Well taken, Mike Dixon. Dixon takes them on, back inside to Henjak. Ball goes loose and comes up. Well, I think Jones has got it actually. Hull complaining about that, but I think Jones actually had that ball. And Jones penalised then for tearing the ball away. Critchley. Time's up according to the official clock here at Salford. Salford are going to take the points, very important 2 league points in their battle against relegation. It leaves Hull even more vulnerable in 8th spot, and only 4 league matches left after today. Blakely, Forber, takes him on Forber, nice ball, Critchler's going to finish with a try. He does, made by Paul Forber, slipped a lovely ball after the tackle, And a tired Hull defence conceding 4 points right at the very end, taking Salford on to 24 with a goal kick to come. And certainly Paul Fobber likes to play wide. He's either played wide or played down the short side, Brian, today. That seems to have been his role, alternated between the two, and slipped a nice ball out there, which rather made up for his wild pass earlier in the half that went into touch.
Yeah, that's quite right. It took Chico Jackson, got him low tackle, stopped his progress, but he kept his arms free and slipped a lovely ball for Jason Critchley coming on a diagonal run. He's quite quick as Critchley, and Hull never looked like getting back to him. A better second half, as I said, than first half, but then it needed to be. We showed a little bit more purpose, but don't really be able to keep pressure on for a succession of 6 tackles, really, Hull. Now Blakely trying to convert. Can tell from the roast from the crowd that he does. So the score now, Salford 26, Hull 10. And there's the hooter for full time.